Hello YouTube. You know those nice cool weekend nights when you have a little bit of time on your hands and you want to have yourself a backyard fire. Well, perfect time to do it is, well, this time of night when she is just getting to be dark. Now of course you're not going to be able to probably see much until I go to drop the flame into the fire pit, but I always like to start with a clean base. Especially, if you only burn or so once a month or something like that. In the meantime, it's rained and your ash and stuff is all wet. It'll take longer to overcome that moisture or humidity than what it will to scrape out the bottom of the fire pit and basically start clean and dry. So of course you always want to start with some smaller stuff, whether it's twigs or small branches from a tree or any type of dry wood. These here are just your survey stakes. You can pick those up pretty much anywhere, especially in an oil field town. So you just give them a break up, pretty much set them on in there, and then away she goes. Put a few of those in there. If you want to put some paper in there just so it'll catch a little quicker, go ahead and add a little bit of larger wood too, and then she's good to go. Okay, so once you've got enough wood in there and a little bit of paper in there to get her going, of course you have your larger wood on standby, so once it gets going you can drop the larger stuff in there. This is just to get it started. Take your method of ignition, whether it's a lighter or a torch or whatever's, and you can light it by match by dropping it in, or you can light it by remote. Basically, I'm going to light a newspaper and then throw it on in. Pretty much you see right there. And then basically it'll catch, and as you see there, away she goes. Well guys, here we go. Well, we come to the end of our fire. Of course, when you go to shut her down for the night, there's a few ways to deal with your fire. You know, some people just leave it, and while it looks low enough, it'll burn itself out. You know, it is contained in an 18-inch deep rim, so chances of it jumping up on out are very, very slim. But at the same time, you know, if a high wind comes up and you're in a wooded area, or even you know, in the fall with leaves, you know, all it takes is one ember or spark or whatever to you know, start a whole mess. So what I always like to do is take water, whether it's in a pail, and drown it out, or being you are in a town setting in your backyard, taking a garden hose and basically hosing her on down. So what I do is I first give her a good old soak. Now you want to be mindful of the wind direction and not stand in the direction the smoke or the steam is going to travel, because for starters you don't want to be breathing in what's going to come off of this, and second of all, it is steam and it can burn or you know, scald you too. So of course, there you go. You gave her a good old soaking on down, and well, it looks like it's fairly much out. However, if you give it a stir, you will find enough hot spot in there to actually reignite. So what I like to do is stir it again, kind of like this. And then basically soak it a second time with the garden hose. So of course, like I said, I've used this method for campfires, you know, backyard fires, bonfires, you know, fires in, you know, gravel pits and, you know, gullies and stuff like that pretty much my whole life, and never really had an issue. You know, there always is somebody that has to stay behind after everybody leaves and make sure the site is cleaned up and, well, it's left in a, you know, responsible and cared for state for the next person and the next time. So of course, if you're in doubt, you know, give her a soak again. Always bring plenty of water to douse your fire no matter where you are. Make sure you have proper stuff on hand to remedy almost every situation, and well, go from there. And if you ever are in doubt and you have a metal grate to put over top of a ring type of fire pit, you do that. So if it does flare up, and then the chances are minimum that it's going to ever escape. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.